Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, welcome back to our fortnightly podcast here in the studio, episode 2. We've got none other than yours truly, Mr. Hassan Sass, Hassan Ilahi.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for joining me again. He will be the co-host with me for the foreseeable future. If you have just joined in, then please share the link with all your family, friends, etc. and get them to watch us live. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm sharing it with whoever I can, multitasking as they say. We're going to start with football. Might as well get it over and done with, make it nice and quick.
Good win for the first team on Saturday against Shaban.
How was it? So obviously, if you've just joined in first time, yes, we have a semi-professional football team, of which Sasu is the vice chairman, and myself, a volunteer amongst them.
More than that.
Yeah, but just a volunteer. I'm trying to be humble about it. But yeah, and obviously we have him who's the chairman. We won't mention his name. Go on, shall we mention it? Samil Mahmood, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes.
Of the football scene here in Bradford. Within 10 years, my man has took this club from an amateur grassroots football club playing in the Spen Valley divisions all the way to the supreme of the Yorkshire Amateur League, all the way to the brink of level step 5 football, inshallah, pending performances, etc. And on performances, we had a game against Ashton Athletic at home, Mali, where we play just off the Keithley roundabouts. And how was it? I wasn't there. Obviously, I had my own game, which
made it difficult for ourselves as usual. Winning 3-0, comfortable. Brought it back to 3-2.
Yep.
Anise scored a worldie.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Good strike on.
What a goal Anise scored there.
Left foot. And then
something out of my book, that left foot bullet top corner.
It was. Then I think away scored, and then at 3-2 when they made it 3-2, none other than our very own Zach Khan.
Ooh.
Did you see the finish?
Yeah, his finish was good. I seen that. But having spoke to him on the weekend yesterday, we had a nice long chat on my way back from Derby. He says, "I'm done a pass that you'd like." What a pass to! Who scored it? Was it?
West, I think. Lala.
Yeah. Is that just bullet thread through that needle?
Yeah.
What an assist from Zach, man.
I don't think he'll be doing legs on Thursdays anymore. We've told him he's feeling a bit heavy. But yeah,
I think certainly just get it over and done with. I think he showed on Sunday when Zach does legs and others have a slight chance, and if they capitalise and take it, then they get the points, or they go into the next round.
I think it was apart from the first team in reserves, obviously they lost, and then
bad day at the office. Bad day at the office for our very own GM. Yeah. But it is what it is. In football, there's wins and losses. Yeah. And the biggest thing is when we're young, we just got to learn quickly and just move on, rectify and just crack on. So Saturday, Sunday overall was a disappointing weekend, but it's not be all or end all. No. There's plenty to play for. There's plenty of the season to go. We just dust ourselves off and just crack on with it. And it's football, man. Sasu, you've been playing long enough, man. You know how it is.
You can't win every game. And obviously the level these everyone wants to beat you, so play to them.
With success comes hate. With success comes the eyes. With success comes the views, the opinions. With success comes all of this. This is part of being successful. There are downfalls, there are great points. Why are you trying to laugh? I don't know what you're laughing at.
I'm saying just on the sideline, everyone turns into...
You weren't saying that last night, were you? No. Exactly.
No, I'm saying on the sideline, everyone turns into Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. You should do this, you should do that.
Yeah, this is how it should be, and that's how it should be. But the truth and reality of it is those of you who are actually in there doing it, they know. Yeah. They know what it is. They know how it is. Yeah. They know what's happening. And and that's it. And we've just got to crack. Oh, sorry, I've got you on live here. I just need to put your volume down just to make sure that it's ticking along and cracking.
We're doing well for. We promised every other Monday, so we've delivered on that 2 out of 2. So
Yeah, episode 3 is on March the 4th, guys.
you're not going anywhere, are you?
No, I am actually going in Ramadan on March the 18th. I will be in Palestine.
Yeah.
So that Monday we won't be on live. The following Monday, potentially, we should be on live, but there will be a Ramadan special podcast.
Yes.
So March the 4th, we'll talk a bit about what's going to happen leading up to Ramadan, moon sighting wars, and we'll go into a bit of all that, and I'll give you a background on how it works.
Yeah.
And then in Ramadan, we'll talk about the beauty and the blessings of the month, inshaAllah Azza wa Jal. Nevertheless,
Salam Kola,
oh yeah.
the first time.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I've heard you lot mention it a few times.
Yeah.
I've not really had the privilege of drinking it, and I must say that the first sip I took, it did not feel Zionist. Double invested. It did not feel. It did not feel that way. But mashallah, look at the can. I mean, we're giving a free promo here.
Yeah.
We're hoping that they'll see it,
For a good cause.
and then we'll be able to get the rights. But
Yeah.
Salam Kola here. And if you look at the colours, it's got the Palestinian colours. You've got red, green, white and black, which is the watermelon colours.
Yeah.
Very symbolic, living to it. And it says, more than a drink, it's a movement. 10% of proceeds passionately support causes dear to us, making every sip a contribution to helping those that need it most. So very generic, could help a lot of causes.
Yeah.
But certainly the most important cause right now is the Palestinian cause and the people of Gaza.
Definitely.
And I've been saying this ever since the genocide began, that so many of our people, everyone is just hooked on Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
If you read into the history of Coca-Cola, why it was made for soldiers after World War I, so on and so forth, there was elements of cocaine inside it. It was to numb themselves, or it might be a conspiracy, but from what I've read, numb themselves from the pain and the pangs of war, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And then eventually they mainstreamed it. The recipe of Coca-Cola, nobody has it. It's locked up in Delta or somewhere, I don't know, Detroit or something.
I don't think they give Pakistan the real recipe.
No. But in that glass bottle, it
Yeah.
does hit different.
And Mountain Dew or Miranda.
Yeah, in the glass bottles, yeah, 100%. So, but nevertheless, that they've, and there's many copies that have come over the decades.
Yeah.
And why do we boycott Coca-Cola? Like, if I was to ask you, why is it? The most common answer is that it's got links to
Israel.
the Zionist entity, and its funding,
Yeah.
etc. But one of the biggest reasons is this: that there are Coca-Cola factories built on stolen Palestinian land, which tells you that the values of this company does not align with values that me and you hold and daily and stand by.
Yeah.
Would you steal someone's land and start a business on there? Do you think every penny made on there is going to be halal if it's stolen land? No. So therefore, this is Palestinian land. And they find it acceptable to conduct business on stolen land.
Yeah.
Therefore, such businesses should be boycotted.
Seems one rule for them and one rule for everyone else.
Absolutely, and it's been like that, Sasu.
Yeah.
These last 4 months, haven't we seen that?
No, and we should speak openly about it as well. And I think, you amongst others, within Bradford, up and down the country, to be fair, the support, obviously, with the marches that are going on in London, up and down the country. I think when you did a talk with Imam Adil, I think that was on the...
Yeah.
But it was good because, again...
We had a lot of speakers come
Yeah,
that
and
day.
the youth that are here, and, you give them a background of,
History,
a lesson for everyone, including myself.
Yeah.
Learn
The importance of Palestine, its history, what's happened. It's not the last 4 months, it's the last 76 years of illegal occupation, of genocidal activity. It's 76 years of pure apartheid, it's 76 years of injustice and oppression, 76 years of stealing and theft, 76 years of violation of international laws, countless number of laws and treaties. Why is it one rule for the whole world and another rule for the Palestinians? And we're just not going to accept it. It's just not acceptable. And anyone with any grain of humanity in their hearts, when they go away and study and learn and know what has happened in the last 76 years, will come with an answer simply, it is unacceptable. 100%. You cannot treat these people differently when their land has been stolen and taken over.
And I think Allah works in mysterious ways. The average person who doesn't know anything, and obviously this has come into the light, especially since October, and when you're on the social media and everything, it's exactly that. You don't have to be Muslim to support the Palestinian cause. And we have seen non-Muslims who have gone and researched about it, not just accepting what the mainstream media are saying, or the Hamas terrorist organization.
But you'd be surprised, Sasu, adding to that point, how many non-Muslims have accepted Islam or interested in Islam purely looking at the resilience of the Palestinian people. How can one group of people endure so much pain, so much hardship, difficulty, oppression, injustice? One group of people endure so much, yet remain resilient and faith in Allah.
Their iman, we always say their iman.
My guy, this is on another level. This is why you can't touch that.
No.
You can't touch the Abu Khadijas and the brothers that are out there, the Khalids, who their resilience is just next level. They are patient. They have tawakkul and yaqeen. Why? When you're not in the wrong, then you're willing to sacrifice everything for that. When you're in the wrong, then you'll do everything trying to prove that you're not wrong, you're right. Do you understand?
And it's a live example in front of the whole world.
And we're seeing two groups here. We're seeing one who is stealing, and just
I think especially
it's the complicity as well. How other countries are complicit in what's happening. They're just watching it go by. I keep reading that quote or statement. Allahu Akbar. We can't even get bread and water into Gaza. How many Muslim countries are surrounding these people? We can't even get bread and water into Gaza. There's a humanitarian catastrophe. There's a crisis. People are dying. They're going to die out of hunger. 30,000 have been murdered and counting. And it doesn't seem like there's any end. They've just displaced them all the way. The Nakbas have occurred, etc. This is a catastrophe. And we're witnessing. In my lifetime, we've seen the COVID crisis. We've seen a pandemic spread across the world. And we're seeing a genocide before our eyes. I wasn't alive for World War II, World War I. I didn't see the world wars. But we're sitting here and you just think, what's going on? What are the members of parliament doing? What are the local councillors doing? What are these political parties doing? It's like a joke. It's a game for everyone. And the people who are on the ground, myself, yourself, others, the activists, the big shout out to all the activists that are out there
100%.
who are day and night working to raise awareness and call for a ceasefire and call for the freedom of the Palestinian people. Respect to them. They are doing what we should also be doing with them more consistently and regularly.
100%.
And then coming back to Salam Kola, when these such injustices take place and we then do targeted boycotting, we have to create alternatives. So there has to be an alternative to Coca-Cola as a brand. So you got Salam Kola. There has to be an alternative to some chocolates, the alternative to the brands that we wear, the alternatives to it's hard. It's hard. We live in a society where it's so normal and common, you know. But we've got to find alternatives, and we've got to look at what's the best way for that. And you know, it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
I'll give you an example. I was a Barclays customer.
Yeah.
Ever since I was 16, I think I made my first ever bank account was Barclays. As soon as I read in, looked into it, that the directors and the owners and the managing directors right at the top of, who sit at the top of the trees in Barclays PLC, this company, they give substantial amount of funds towards the killing of innocent people. They are supporting genocide. They are supporting this. And when this happens, I thought, well, okay, it's only a bank account. I'm going to get out of there. So I closed an account I've had for since I was 16, over, I don't know, 14, 15, 16 years. Closed the account, and now, alhamdulillah, you know, there's an element of relief that I'm not giving anything towards that or supporting that.
Yeah.
And it's these small steps.
Yeah.
If we all took, it becomes a massive movement.
Yeah.
And alternatives in politics as well. I mean, later I'll delve into this. Elections will be coming soon. Who are you going to vote for? Straight up.
This is the thing now.
You know, we've all grown up, Labour Party, this, that and the other. Who are we going to vote for? This is now a question to our conscience. Are we going to support a party which is not supporting a ceasefire, although now Mr. Starmer has come out and said needs a ceasefire? I wonder what's changed. I wonder why he's changing his view.
Votes need, yeah.
Trust me, man, it's politics.
That's all.
Siyasa.
Especially in our area in Bradford, that's all we ever known. Label for the common.
But they were good.
Yeah.
They were good. There's no denying. For the common people, they were a good party.
Yeah.
The leadership now is not good. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
And I don't support Labour in the leadership. If that leadership changes, you know, and, you know, at the time I thought if Corbyn did come in, it would have been good for us, you know, for the working people and so on and so forth. But sadly, it's not been the case.
I think his views, obviously, on the Palestine issue,
Yeah.
I don't think they were ever going to let that happen.
No.
So, yeah. But
And not just Palestine, a lot of other issues,
other issues as well. But I think
views
that
as
was
well,
at
yeah.
the forefront. But do you see now, for example, obviously Islam call, I think is really in the last 2-3 weeks where
Picked up.
it's picked up big.
Yeah.
But do you see more alternatives coming out?
I think our own communities need to come together.
Yeah.
Businesses, wealthy businessmen who Allah's blessed with, and they need to dedicate and devote some part of their wealth, not only giving their zakats and sadaqat and everything else they do, and coming together and creating alternatives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need people to do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of thinking needs to go into that. A lot of strategies need to be placed, you know, put into place.
Yeah.
Structure, organization, so many of these things, and then say, well, okay, this is what's needed. This is how we can do. This is what's needing. This is how we can do. This is how we should move forward. This is what we need to have.
It's really, like, just in general over the last 3 weeks with Islam Caller going big, and you have some people's opinions who are saying, oh, well, you know, they're using Palestine for sales. But I say, well, they're doing their bit. At the end of the day, it's a business. For them to give, whether they give
It's
1%,
a movement.
whether they give 1%, 5%,
Yeah.
10%, giving, they're
It's
giving
better than something,
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly, yeah.
And it's an alternative.
Yeah.
I've had it. It's
Yeah.
not bad. You know, could do with a bit more sugar for those who like it. I'm trying to cut down on my fizzy drinks and what have you.
I think there's a diet version. I don't know if
And,
it's true.
you know, it is. I don't know how long it'll last. Long may it last. You know, but we need to not just be reactive. We need to be a lot more long-term thinking.
Yeah.
And coming back to the point of politics, how the long-term thinking is political parties. A party which represents the values and views of Muslims who are becoming the largest minority in this country soon. You know, we're nearly 10% of the population. You know, we have pulling power, we have influence, we've got to work collectively for that. And I think we can, if we do, we can reach up to a certain point, a certain stage, and you never know, Sas, you never know, man. We might one day have a Muslim Prime Minister, we might one day have more Muslim MPs in Parliament. We might one day have a huge multi-million brand worth of Coca-Cola, well, Salam Cola, but there's a lot of things happening, and we've got to play our role and do our bit.
Need to be in the system to beat the system.
Yeah, to change the system.
Change the system.
And there's ways to do that. Money talks, brother. And we have some serious wealthy businessmen that can make that influence and change for us.
Yeah. Moving away from that, some sad news yesterday about a car accident in Birmingham.
Yeah, Soho Road, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've done a lot of talks in the past on.
Yeah, I actually seen the video footage.
Yeah.
That white car and the speed that it was doing, it was saying about 70, 18, 19 miles per hour. I don't know major details of what has caused it. I think there'll be an inquest into it.
Yeah.
The facts will be established.
Yeah.
And slowly, I think the truth will come out.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, horrific. Not the first, and certainly I don't think it will be the last. I hope it is the last, but I don't think it will be. And it's just shocking. It's just, I don't know. I just can't believe it. The way people just don't take the heed, man. And Sasu, I've spoke about this subject a number of times. We in Bradford have suffered major losses of young people who have drove recklessly, who are dangerous drivers, who have put their lives and the lives of others on the road at risk. And they have led to major fatalities. Bradford has gone into serious amount of mourning. Why? Because they're drunk, because they're coked up, because they're on balloons, because they think it's fun, they think it's cool, they think they're bad, they think they're Nigel Mansons or Michael Schumacher's on the road. They think it's a joke. Whether it's a high-powered vehicle or it's just a normal car, they will end up doing such things which will endanger lives. They will not abide by the law, which will lead to what's happened. And we've seen that one of the fatalities of this accident in Birmingham is a young brother aged 30 years old who, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ultimately has lost his life. When he sat in his car, when he went, did he think this? No.
I think someone was saying he was supposed to get married today.
Allah.
Look at that.
It's, what can I say, man? The young people who are watching, whoever this is going to go out to, please, please, please don't risk others' lives. Don't be daft. Don't think you're fun. Don't think it's fun. Don't think you're bad. Don't think it's cool. Drive responsibly. Drive sensibly. Don't put others and your own life at risk. Don't destroy homes and families. Don't, kill parents who are going to be the living dead. Yeah. Don't make someone's children orphaned. Don't make them orphans.
Yeah.
Don't orphan someone's kids. Why? Because you've took the life of that person because you was driving what? That's murder.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what it would be. Murder with the first degree or the second degree, or it's manslaughter. Whatever it is, it's wrong. And, I plead to all young people, please drive responsibly. Be respectful. Respect the law, and the law will respect you. Respect the road, and the road will respect you. If you don't respect the road or the law, then it's going to come and bite you. And I hope those who have done this, the law will deal with them accordingly, because it's not a joke. Someone's lost their life at the end of this.
He had his whole life ahead
of him. And ultimately, it was written.
Yeah.
Allah knows best.
Yeah.
But it wasn't from natural causes. No. Something has caused this death. Bad driving, reckless driving, ridiculous speeds on a 30-mile-per-hour road or a 20-mile-per-hour road has caused the death of this young man. Allah give him Jannah. Allah make him from the Shuhada. Allah Almighty increase his maqam. Allah give his mother, father, family, all those that are left behind. Allah give them sabr. But they are the ones who are going to suffer at the end of this. And, the law needs to seriously clamp down on this.
Especially the balloons. you see, it's just common.
Man, Great Horton Road,
Yeah.
bro. We go New York's. We'll be standing outside with the brothers, and you'll have a group of, girls in a car, music blaring balloons. Group of boys in the car, music blaring balloons, and they just balloon in one hand, and phone in between the legs, and driving with one hand, steering the steering wheel. Yeah, what sort of nonsense is that, man?
Yeah, but how many more examples do we? I don't know.
I've been talks and talks,
You
man.
reiterate it, but
You know, I did Menace to Society, I did Need for Speed, I did so many talks. They're on YouTube, you can listen to them. Mention these points time and time and time again. Maybe the talks are not reaching the people it needs to reach.
Yeah.
Maybe it's reaching, that's a reason, that's a factor of it, of course.
Yeah.
And there's other factors as well as to why it's happened and why it's happening the way it's happening. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that, this is the society we live in. People don't learn. I'm not saying everyone's a bad driver, but they need to wake up. They need to realize. They need to learn. They need to understand that it's not a joke.
Going
Take
to
life seriously. Innit?
with going back to, it's our community at the end of the day. It's our younger generation. And what is it that we can do rather than just we can say it and just sit back.
Yeah.
Our approach, Yas in Halifax.
Yeah.
He does amazing work with the kids, keeping them off the street. I mean, around Bonfire Night, I think the year before they had some instances in Halifax, and this year, he was proactive in having, the elders, working alongside the community police officers, everything.
Yeah. But we did something very similar in August 2018. I think it was nearly 6 years, well, just over 5 years ago. We did something very, very similar. We got the Chief Inspector of the the West Yorkshire Police. He was there. We had Aurangzeb, brother who does the ghusls of a lot of people, fi sabilillah, Allah reward him. He was there to speak about some of the ghusls that he's given and the families that suffered as a consequence of this. And at the same time when we had that, and we've got organizations talking about this thing, more needs to be done, clearly.
Yeah.
We can't just rely on one talk, 2 talks, 3 talks. A lot more needs to be done collectively, as a community, as a group of people. There's no denying that and no disputing that. The police need to do more. The councillors need to do more. Road safety needs to do more. It's a collective effort. It's not, parents need to do more.
Yeah.
Masjids and madrasas need to do more. We need to have workshops on these things. Young kids who are learning to drive, those who are aspiring to drive in the future, to teach them, to tell them life is serious. Don't be an idiot behind the wheel. Take it seriously. You drive like an idiot, then tomorrow what's going to happen? It's going to come back and you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Your family's going to suffer. You might have to serve time. You might be at the end of it all, dead. Your parents are going to suffer. Your children may suffer. It's not worth it.
No.
Respect the law. Respect the road. It's not worth it.
Respect others on the road.
Respect everyone, man. And sometimes it just comes down to that respect. I think that's one of the biggest things. Just respect.
Yeah.
If I talk to you right, you talk to me right. If I talk to him right, he talks to me right. If I respect the road, how do you respect the road? Abide by the law.
Yeah.
Everything comes down to that, Sarsul, and if we was to deep it with just generally in society, I think in this new generation that's coming, in the last few generations, or the last generation, we had fear and respect in our hearts for our elders, etc.
Yeah.
I don't see as much of that. Our parents certainly had the respect.
Yeah.
They respected their elders. They instilled that in us.
But that should be.
What's gone wrong? Something's gone wrong here, man.
That should be a given. With your parents or immediate family, respect. That's it should happen regardless.
Yeah.
I think even in our generation, like our friends, even elders who we see, who we don't know, or, you know, on the street, or whether you meet them at football, if they're elder than you, you show them respect.
100%.
But in today's day and age, you know, you see it.
They think they know better.
They do.
You know, they think, I know better, I'm big enough, and the world's changed. In the last 20, 25 years, that's what the world has changed a lot. Last 20 years, with mobile phones, social media, technology, all of these things. And I think a lot of people who have this think, yeah, you know, I'm it now. I've got my independence, I've got my space. And that creates that fearless sort of attitude, which a lot of young lads have. Oh, I know better, who are you? Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Kid, we've been around the block. We've got white hair. You think we don't know? You know what? We lived in a world when there was no mobile phones.
Yeah.
The elders before us, they lived in a world where there was no form of communication. Letters was the way forward. What you think they don't know? Just because you've got a mobile now, you're so clever and intelligent.
Yeah.
Relax, calm down.
But even, you know, mashallah, you got a kid, I've got a daughter. You know, you talk about at home with my missus or about the future, obviously, growing up in society. How, you know, do we want to carry on staying here, or, you know?
Scary, brother.
It's a very scary thought, and I think homeschooling, we were talking about as well, that's on the rise.
Yeah. I think it needs to be done. Look, I've got 100 things that come in my head. You know, I'm an imam of a masjid, for example, and I run an institute. I've been working here for 9 years, setting up everything. And then before that, working in other madrasas and masjids and organizations and with other people. I believe that the masjids have such a role to play and can do so much in respect to these things that I will, on the day of judgment, what answer will we give if we cannot create the spaces and we cannot find the solutions on issues that are relating to our community on a daily basis?
Yeah.
So whether it's the homeschooling, whether it's workshops relating to death, relating to dangerous driving, relating to drugs, crime, alcohol, abuse, gambling, addictions. Why aren't they doing it? You know, I was sat yesterday in Derby and we were talking, the masjids have got hundreds of thousands. You'd be shocked. Some of the masjids in Bradford and around Bradford and all over the country, the balance is in their accounts. And they don't want to spend. They don't want to spend on the youth. They don't want to engage with the youth. They don't want to connect with the youth. They don't want to bring the youth in. They don't want to spend it on the imams. They just not interested.
But we need to invest in the youth, because the youth is our future, and
that's the solution. The solution is
otherwise you're going to carry on getting the incidents like
what's happened yesterday and other incidences. And when you look at the prison population, majority of it is what?
Yeah. And it can happen. Look, I hope he doesn't mind. I call Haz super dad.
Yeah.
Mashallah, his kids, the tarbiyat that he's given his kids, you know, the Islamic education he's given his kids, but at the same time, he's proven, they can still, you know, mashallah, he's at Bradford City.
Yeah.
I think Abu Bakr,
Man City,
Yusha, I think Man City or Man United or something like that. But, you know, I always call him super dad because he's proven, you know, that it can be done. Invest in your children and
finding that balance.
Yeah.
How do you find that balance with the dunya and the deen?
Yeah.
That you still want them to be part of, you know, the dunya.
Yeah.
They live in the dunya.
Yeah.
Don't let the dunya live in them, but they know they're not hermits.
Yeah.
They're not monks.
Yeah, because when
you understand, because they've got to know the street, they've got to know everything. But then the principles of the deen.
You have to do that, because if you keep your kids, you know, secluded, you know,
you protect them, or you just want to overprotect them.
Because when they go out at 16, 18,
it's going to hit them.
It is going to hit them, because you know, right, you're in the world of, you know, speaking to people of a different race, different religion, you know, all things that come along with it. And if you've always been, you know, within your circle, it's a big scary world out there, you know, and they need to be ready for that.
Yeah.
As well.
100%.
So yeah, so I think like we had cop shop back in the days on Duckworth Lane and stuff like that. So there do need to be more hubs, and then inshallah, I think with what we speak about faith cave, what you're trying to do as well, and inshallah that it'll be something similar to that of getting kids off the streets, in a safe zone, and potentially these workshops and offering them different skills.
We took the step to do the youth centre. I remember, I've always wanted to do youth work, and growing up seeing people like I'll give Jerry a shout out. Jerry was probably at the forefront of all these things.
Jerry,
Barry, Penny, Sharat, Shaz.
Yes.
These guys are soldiers in our community who did serious youth work.
Yeah.
Growing up, Basi, Arif, massive. Growing up, my dad was good mates with him and what have you, and we used to play football for Heaton juniors and whatnot. And in all honesty, they did great work, and then the youth services cut back funding and monies and whatnot. And then they found, Cabs, massive. My cousin Cabs, massive work in youth work, really influential. And when I brought the idea of the Faith Cave to him, a youth centre, first one to say, yes, let's do it. And he's been instrumental in the background with ideas, with engagement, etc. But then when it cut out, in the last 20 years, they've sized it down. They don't have as many youth centres, they don't have police boys, they don't have cop shops, they don't have any of this no more. Or if they do, they're not as appealing to the youth.
That's another thing. Do you think if they had something within Bradford that you could...
Yeah, we've got the Faith Cave.
Or could you attract the youngsters?
We do. You know who you'll attract? Doing the 16s. That's the dangerous age. That's who you want to attract.
Yeah.
I'm not going to attract you, or I'm not going to attract the 25-year-old.
We'll be there.
The shisha lounges attract them. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The nightclubs attract them. They're going through that phase.
Yeah.
But when you're under 16, your dad says, I'm going to drop you off to youth centre, Faith Cave. You're going to go chill there. And then you've got supervised, care supervisors who are going to take care of you, guide you, mentors. They're going to mentor you. They come in, you've got Penny sat there, they come in, you've got Cabs there, Jerry there, Barry there, Shaz there, Basi there.
Yeah.
You've got Q there, all these people that have experts in the field, you can say.
Yeah.
You've got them there. And that's when they can relate and talk to them. And then it's them. You see, what's the most dangerous age? Where's the age that, I from my experience, when the hormones start to kick in and they're starting to become adults, that's a very dangerous age. Now they think, I'm a big boy now.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a man. Then the influence of those around them. So the age of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, that is a very scary age.
Yeah.
You can make them or break them. You can keep them or lose them. You've got to work with them in that age. So the youth centre is for who? That age group.
Yeah.
They want to watch UFC? Yeah, come watch it here. They want to watch Champions League? Yeah, you come watch it here with us. You want to chill and enjoy and play pool or snooker, or you want to play indoor football? Here you go. Problem is when you go elsewhere and it's not a controlled environment, it's an independent environment, drugs creep in, balloons creep in, women creep in, gambling creeps in. Then you get into drug dealer circles. You don't give priority to education. You look, he's talking about his hairstyle and his clothing. His dad's got him this and his dad's got him that, and his dad is this guy and he knows this guy and he knows that guy. When the kids talk like that, you're losing them, mate. You're losing them.
Yeah, then they want it.
So there's a lot of things that need to be done.
Yeah.
A lot of things need to be done. A lot of work needs to be done. And we really need to work on that. We really need to fix up on that. And I'm trying very, very hard, Sasu.
Yes,
With Al Hikam, with the Faith Cave, with our youth, with the Institute. We're trying very, very hard to keep our children protected, understanding engaging, respectful, all the qualities that they need,
Yeah.
so that when they do get out there, they're prepared.
Yeah.
They know. And I think that's the most important thing. We need to have that, and we need to look at that, and do that. And you need to be closer to your mic design. I don't know if I'll move it a bit more than that for you, know what I mean? What else is happening?
Alright, so yeah, we talked about that, but yeah, inshallah, big push for that. What's going
Yeah, so that's why it's very important that we do that and look towards engaging our people, engaging our communities, and doing what's best for them. And it's very important that's done. What else is happening with you? How's work?
Work, alhamdulillah, good. 9 to 5, back into the office. I think obviously we had the 4 years of COVID when everyone got used to working from home, but I think them roles are more and more disappearing. So back into the office 5 days a week, and then obviously
Back to football a little bit. Barcelona on a bit of a good run, aren't they?
they've been. I've seen it too many times to get overexcited.
I'm glad.
But
I know a certain Abdullah who's kids of today, man.
Williams
Don't know what
to be
to say,
the
man.
best defender in the world.
My God.
He said that a year ago.
Is he?
No, he's not the best defender in the world, but he's got the attributes to get there. Champions League.
Okay.
What? You don't agree?
Liverpool are on top. Man City dropped points.
Did you watch the game?
I actually got the last 15-20 minutes.
I don't think Haaland will ever have a worse game than that.
Nah, look, strikers have him, man. It was an off day for him. When's the last off day he had?
No, I think he's got enough credit in the bank to get away with
He'll
it.
get over it, man. Top mentality players, it's show now, innit?
Well, who you got for your favourites? Man City for Champions League?
Is it in doubt? Is it?
Real Madrid did that.
Or for Champions League?
Yeah. Oh, you can't write Real Madrid off.
Paris Saint-Germain, mate.
No.
Trust me, man.
No.
Yeah, I thought
No.
Sociedad would do a good job on it, but they're doing well 2-0, man.
No. I can't see it. If PSG would have there as bottlers,
Yeah.
I think well, Mbappe is going as well now to Real Madrid. So that'll be
Madrid are always going to be there, man. They're the European superweights, man. Super heavyweights. They're the superpowers of Europe. Soon it'll be the European Super League. Mr. Perez is leading the way and that. Can't wait for that.
do you think it'll happen?
Yeah, man.
100%.
Money, man. Big moves happening in the background.
The new format of the Champions League next year as well is pretty
I
much
don't know.
the
We're
same.
too used to ITV Champions League, mate. Where it was happening.
Clive Tilsley.
Can't be that, man. Yeah, we're too old, man. 90s, man. Different ball game in the 90s. Today's kids won't know, man.
They were the
Watching Ronaldo score a hat-trick against Man United at Old Trafford live.
They were the days.
Watching Ronaldinho just swimming on his toes.
Pure footballers.
Boom.
You don't get
Toe
pure-
poking it into bottom corner against Essie and the crew. Wow.
You don't get them.
That's
pure
football, man.
footballers.
That was robots, man. System. Credit to Pep, big time. You know, he's bringing Doku in, who's a bit of a streetwise baller. Where are the Totties gone? Where are the Del Pieros, the Baggios, the Georgi Hadjis, the Stoichkovs, Romarios, Ronaldos? They don't know, man. They don't know the Adil Tarats, man. You know, the streets will never forget, my guy.
Yes.
These are the real, you know, David Ginolas, Gianfranco Zola's, mate. Oh, what a player. The Bergkamp.
They were different level.
You see how they played? They made football look beautiful.
But they played with the freedom. Go out.
Flick around the corner,
go out, enjoy
nutmegs.
it. Yeah.
You know, it's just, there was a vibe about the way ball was played back then.
Yeah. More excitement. Now
Yeah.
it's more. Bayern Munich, thoughts?
Not good.
Harry Kane, thoughts?
Maybe he's the case.
Someone will be happy.
He's never. There's a petition to get him on the podcast
Is it?
of my dead body, mate. I hope you're listening. You are not coming on. Not yet. No, you're not. Shall we? What do you think?
Do so.
He's
your
just
own-
loud,
do
man.
so your own
You don't
way.
even need a microphone for the guy, man. You know what I mean?
Let's see how we.
No,
Your
he's
call.
not coming on. He's not coming on.
Ooh,
I can't.
you
Right
thinking
now,
about
I
it?
can't. Because, you know, he's always putting me down, man. You know what I mean? And he's bullying me. He bullies me, man. He
Yeah.
bullies me, man. I just start, you know, I'm not going to let my bully come on here.
In front of the whole world. No, but
No, I got value for the guy.
that is one of those, you know, when someone can say anything to you and you can say anything back.
No filters.
No filters.
This guy's no filter.
That's proper.
Yeah, there's love in it.
Yeah.
No, there's a relationship in it.
Yeah.
You know, there's, you know, not the khaliya and that, you know what I mean?
Let's not go there.
Yeah, but alhamdulillah, we do shukr in every state. A lot's happening. Ramadan's around the corner.
Saturday, Shabi Barat, is it?
Oh, yes. Yes, Shabi Barat on Saturday. Laylatul Nisf min Sha'ban. It's a test you. What do you know about it? Since you're not asking me, I'll ask you.
Well, I brought you up.
Go on then. Laylatul Nisf min Sha'ban. It's the 15th night of the month of Sha'ban. It's a night of great significance. The scholars and the Mufassirun speak about it at length and detail. There's a verse of the Quran which alludes to it in Surah Dukhan, if I'm not mistaken, in Surah Zumar. And in there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Let me get the verse of the Quran up. Yes, I'm not a hafiz of the Quran, for all of those who may be wondering. Surah Al-Dukhan, I was right the first time, yes. So, Laylatul Nisf min Sha'ban, the 15th night in the month of Sha'ban, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Rajab shahrullah, Sha'banu shahri, wa Ramadanu shahru ummati. Rajab is the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Sha'ban is my month, and Ramadan is the month of my ummah. And one of the reasons why Sha'ban is the month of the Prophet ﷺ is because the verse of the Quran which instructs and orders us to send praise and salutations upon him was revealed in the month of Sha'ban. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik sallam. This verse of the Quran was revealed in Sha'ban this month. So they said that's why the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Sha'banu shahri. Sha'ban's my month. And not only that, in Sha'ban there's a night, the 15th night, in which it is said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed Sayyidina Jibreel that on this night, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Inna kunna mundhirin fiha yufraku kullu amrin hakim. أمرا من عندنا إنا كنا مرسلين رحمة من ربك إنه هو السميع العليم. That indeed we revealed it, يعني Al-Quran Al-Kareem, on the blessed night. So they said that the Quran was taken from Al-Lawh Al-Mahfuz, the divine tablet, where everything's written upon, from the beginning till the end. It was taken from there, and it was placed in the first heavens on this night. And then Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadri, this verse of the Quran, that the Quran was revealed on the night of power, the first verses of the Quran were taken from the first heaven by Sayyidina Jibreel and delivered to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you see the link now? So this night has this significance, according to some Mufassirin who have written under the tafsir of this verse of the Quran in Surah Al-Dukhan. It is also said that on this night, the names of all those who will do Hajj in the next year, all those who will pass away, all those who will be blessed with children, all those whose risk will be distributed. Allah has this in His eternal knowledge. This is not about what Allah knows. Nobody knows more than Allah Almighty. He is the one who has knowledge of everything. Nobody gave it to Him, and it doesn't have a beginning nor an end. This is one of the divine attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the sifat of ilm. Allah Almighty gives this knowledge to the angels. It says on this night the duties are given. So Allah already knows who's going to do Hajj when. This is not, it's for the angels on this night. So on this night the angels are given this. And they say that because all of these matters are being distributed and the knowledge is being given to them, and it's in the knowledge of the angels, it's in, for addition to them, that it's a night of blessings, it's a night of forgiveness, it's a night of emancipation from the hellfire. The Prophet ﷺ said there's 5 nights that whoever stays awake on these nights, his heart will be alive on the day of judgment when others' hearts will be dead. One of those 5 nights is Laylatul Nisf min Shaban, this night, the 15th night of Shaban. And this falls on this coming Saturday. We will have the Masjid open up until about 10:30, 11 o'clock. After Isha, we will have a program, an event for everyone where they can come in. I will talk, I'll mention about the virtues of this night, the blessings of this night, the greatness of this night, in preparation of Ramadan, what we can do, how we can prepare. And then, they can come, read Nafil, we'll do collective dhikr, collective dua for Palestine, all of this.
Yeah.
And Isha is at 7:15 on Saturday here at Al-Hikam Institute in Bradford. Everyone is welcome to attend and be part of this, brothers only. And then they can do their own individual worship on this night as well. The masjid will be open. So a lot of people don't know the significance of this night. They say it's a bid'ah, it's an innovation, it's something new. It's not mentioned in hadith. Mentioned in the books of Sunan. There's 6 major books of hadith, major books. Not to discredit or disregard any of the other books, 6 major ones. The Sahih Imam Bukhari and Muslim, these 2. Then you got Sunan Tirmizi, Sunan Ibn Majah, Sunan Abu Dawood, and Sunan Nasa'i. In there, and in other books, like the Mustadrak of Imam al-Hakim, you've got the Sahih of Ibn Hibban, you've got the Musannaf of Imam Abdul Razzaq al-San'ani, you've got the Muwatta of Imam Malik, you've got the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. These are big books of hadith. You can't disregard them and say, I'm only going to take Bukhari and Muslim. Brother, if it's written there, then I'm going to take it, otherwise no. How many times have you sat in discussions when the lads are having, and my man will say, brother, give me Bukhari and Muslim. I says, brother, who is Imam Bukhari? Then I'll give you Imam Bukhari. Yeah. They don't even know who Imam Bukhari is. They've just been brainwashed to say, Bukhari, Muslim, Bukhari, Muslim, Bukhari, Muslim, Bukhari, Muslim. We only accept this. Yeah. Don't disrespect and disregard the great scholars of hadith that were their students, as well as those who came after them and before them, who gave contribution to the science of hadith. So it's understanding our deen. And a lot of people, they don't have that understanding. Definitely. They're just brainwashed and spoon-fed. It's bid'ah, it's shirk, Bukhari and Muslim, that's it. Did the Prophet ﷺ do this? Did the Sahaba do this? My brother, the religion isn't just with these questions. Understand the religion, study the religion, understand the whole structure of the religion. And then when you go to Imam Shafi rahmatullah alayhi, you go to Imam Ahmad, you go to Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, you go to Sayyidina Shaykh al-Islam Imam Nawawi, you go to Hujjatul Islam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, you go to Imam Bulqini, you go to Bayhaqi, you go to all these big giants like Imam Suyuti, Ibn Hajar Asqalani, Haytami, and all the great Imams of the Ummah. And you look at what they did and how they did, then you accept. Then you come to understanding why it's not as simple as bid'ah and shirk, and it's not as simple as,
And we all need to strive towards learning and keep on learning.
100%, man.
Knowledge is obviously endless, and keep reading.
Knowledge is power. Al-ilmu nurun. Imam Sayyidina Shafi'i rahmatullah alayhi, he went to his teacher, Sayyidina Waqi ibn al-Jarrah, who was one of the teachers of Imam Shafi'i, and he said, Shaqawtu ila Waqi'in an su'i hifsi. I complained to my teacher Waqi about weakness of my memory. And he said to me that you should stop sinning, for sins takes out the light from the heart. The more you sin, the darker your heart becomes. And remember that knowledge is light. And he who has knowledge, his heart is enlightened. So it's very important that we, if you're complaining about weakness in memory, or you're complaining about lack of deen, lack of knowledge of religion, retaining that, then that's because you sin. So Waqi ibn Jarrah is saying, cut out the sins. Imam Shafi rahmatullah alayhi didn't sin. He sinned, of course he was a human being, but he wouldn't have sinned the way today people sin. To increase that maqam, you've got to seek knowledge, study more and more and more. And the more you study, the better it becomes.
Going on that as well, with Ramadan coming close, there's always the same question every year, or especially in our group as well, of zakat. How do you calculate it?
Next podcast, near Ramadan, I'll do it.
I think that'll be a good one. Because
just general overview on how zakat should be calculated, or some rulings pertaining to this, and then what is the way forward with that.
Because every year it's the same. How do you calculate? When do you calculate from? So,
in simple, you should calculate from Ramadan to Ramadan and pay in Ramadan. So when you pay in Ramadan, it's multiplied 70 times. But we'll talk about it on the next podcast.
Inshallah.
The next podcast we'll talk about Ramadan preparation, the zakat, the prayers, and looking forward to the holy month.
Inshallah.
Other than that, I think we should wrap it up on this. Alhamdulillah, it was good to have you, to discuss with you with regards to some very important subjects. We pray that all those who have passed away in our families, our loved ones, the people of Iman, from the time of Sayyidina Adam till now, Allah grant each and every one of them a high maqam in Jannatul Firdaus.
Ameen.
Especially the dear brother who lost his life in this tragic accident in Birmingham. Allah give him Jannah and his family Sabr Jameel. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of us. Grant freedom to the people of Palestine. Give them khair, barakah, afiyah and salama. Allah give us all goodness in all matters of our deen. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept each and every one of us. Please subscribe to the channel, Imah TV. The Jummahs will be uploaded. The past 2 weeks, Jummahs will be uploaded immediately after this podcast stream. And then please share the podcast. Let others join in. Be part of it. Allah reward you, bless you, and see you on Monday, March the 4th. Again here, same place, same time. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.